A boulder thunders down a mountainside. A sinister plot is unveiled, and karma unfolds in real time. This is the story of Devadatta, once a disciple whose ambition twisted him into an assassin. Prepare to witness how karma isn't just a distant philosophy, it's an immediate, undeniable reality. Our story begins in ancient India, amidst the serene landscapes where the Buddha shared his teachings. Among his followers was his own cousin, Devadatta, a monk of considerable talent and discipline. But beneath the surface, a dark ambition festered. Greed, jealousy, and an insatiable thirst for power began to consume him. He yearned to usurp the Buddha, to seize control not just of the spiritual community, the Sangha, but of the worldly influence that came with it. His respect turned to resentment, his admiration to envy. He no longer saw a teacher, but a rival. Devadatta's ambition drove him to conspire in the shadows, gathering a small group of loyal followers. He whispered his venomous plans. He is too gentle, too forgiving, he argued, his voice laced with contempt. The Sangha needs a leader with strength, with vision. If he were to disappear, power would fall to someone far more deserving. One of his men hesitated, but to harm the Blessed One, the consequences would be immense. Devadatta scoffed, his eyes cold and calculating. Who can prove the hand of karma? I will make it look like a tragic accident. No one will ever know. This wasn't his first attempt to undermine the Buddha. He had tried to create schisms within the Sangha, proposing impossibly strict rules to make the Buddha seem lenient and weak. He had spread dissent among the monks, twisting the teachings to suit his own narrative, but his frustration grew with each failure, pushing him toward a far more direct and deadly plan. His grandest scheme was born from pure malice. He identified a narrow path along the base of a steep, rocky mountain, a path the Buddha often used for his walking meditation. High above this path, a massive boulder was precariously perched. Devadatta's plan was as simple as it was evil. As the Buddha passed below, his men would push the boulder, crushing him in an instant. It would be a definitive, brutal end, clearing the way for his ascension to power. But fate, or rather, the intricate web of cause and effect, had other plans. As Devadatta and his conspirators positioned themselves on the slope, finalizing their wicked preparations, they were spotted. A few young monks, passing nearby, saw the men straining against the giant rock. Realizing the horrifying intent, one of them broke into a desperate sprint, racing to warn the Buddha. He burst into the Buddha's presence, gasping for breath, his face pale with panic. "Venerable sir, there are men on the mountain. They are pushing a great stone from the cliff. They mean to cause you harm." The Buddha, ever serene, looked at the terrified young monk and spoke with a calm that defied the chaos. "Settle your mind, brother. I understand. I will go to them." The Buddha's response was not what anyone expected. He didn't call for guards. He didn't raise an alarm. He didn't even utter a word of anger. Instead, he began walking calmly, deliberately, toward the very spot where danger awaited. He walked directly to the base of the cliff and looked up the slope, his gaze meeting the startled eyes of Devadatta and his men. Caught in the act, panic seized them. Devadatta, seeing his plot unravel, tried to flee, but it was too late. As the Buddha stood below, a a silent testament to fearlessness. The air grew thick with tension. The wind died down, and an eerie stillness fell over the mountain. Seeing the Buddha standing there, calm and unshaken, Devadatta was thrown into a rage of desperation. This was his last chance. In a final, frantic act, he screamed at his men, push it now. With a collective heave, the massive boulder was dislodged. It teetered for a moment, then began its thunderous descent, gathering speed, tearing a path of destruction down the mountainside. Onlookers screamed in terror. The moment of truth had arrived. The effect of a malicious cause was now in motion. But as the boulder careened towards its target, something extraordinary happened. It wasn't magic, but the precise mechanics of karma in action. Just before reaching the Buddha, the giant rock struck a smaller outcrop and shattered into pieces. One tiny splinter flew off, striking the Buddha's foot and causing a minor wound. But the main force of the event played out differently. A large fragment of the exploding boulder, propelled by the impact, ricocheted back up the slope with incredible force. It struck Devadatta, who was still standing there, watching his plan unfold. He collapsed to the ground, crying out in pain and shock. The very instrument of his hatred had become the instrument of his own suffering. The Buddha, limping slightly, walked gently toward his fallen cousin, Devadatta. He said, his voice filled not with triumph, but with deep compassion, "An evil deed returns to the one who commits it. You reap what you have sown, but I have not come for revenge." Devadatta, writhing in agony and disbelief, could only stammer, I did not think. It was not divine punishment. It was the simple, inescapable law of action and consequence playing out for all to see. As monks rushed to help the injured Devadatta, the Buddha addressed the stunned crowd. One who digs a pit for another will fall into it themselves. He taught, this is not because of my power or a desire for retribution. It is because every action contains the seed of its own result. The path you choose determines the destination you reach. But even now, there is always a way to change, a path toward healing. The Buddha did not condemn or punish Devadatta. He simply revealed the truth. Karma does not wait for a future life to deliver its verdict. It operates in the here and now. Devadatta lay in the arms of the very monks he sought to mislead, his face a mask of remorse. Tended by those who showed him a compassion he had himself forgotten. This powerful story shows us that cause and effect is not some abstract concept. It is woven into the fabric of every moment, every action, every thought. When you harbor ill will, even if it remains a secret in your mind, you are planting a seed of suffering that will inevitably find its way back to you. But the reverse is just as true. When you sow seeds of compassion, kindness, and understanding, you cultivate a garden of well-being that blossoms not only for others, but for yourself. The world operates on this law of dependent origination. Your actions create your reality. In the end, no one can outrun their karma, but we are never helpless victims of it. At every single moment, we hold the power of choice. We choose the seeds we plant. What we sow, we shall surely reap. If this story resonated with you, please share it, give it a like, and subscribe to join me as we explore more timeless wisdom from the life of the Buddha. Thank you for watching.